What's going on, everybody? It is Hunter and Jake here, and we're back. BoogiePod episode 54. Took last week off. And hey, before we even get into it, because we got a short episode for BoogiePod fans. So before we even get into it, right off the bat, there will be clips this week. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Actual guaranteed. And, if you look right here above me, there's two YouTube channels. Okay, there might even be a video for Boogie Gaming. Might be. I got some ideas I'm cooking up this week. I'm excited. There will be clips. Might just be one, but there will be clips for this channel this week. So you can bank on that. But Jake, how was your week?
It's okay. It's okay.
You got what you wanted. You got your playoff spot.
Yeah, we got my playoff spot, but that's all I got.
It is what it is. It is what it is. We needed a lot more than you guys did. You donated. We appreciate it.
It's true. We did donate.
Alright, so let's get into it. We're going to start off with our NFL Power 5 rankings. There's no college football stuff. I debated going over some of the bowl games before our next podcast, but none of them are good, so I just didn't really want to go over them. As we get to the better bowl games, we'll go over more of them. So we're going straight into NFL Power 5 rankings. Jake, I'll let you start us off. You got any honorable mentions?
Dallas.
Okay.
They're getting the boot this week. They play sloppy football. Defense has been slacking. I mean, Jaguars have a great offense, not taking credit away, but they are banged up, and their playoff run's getting dwindling away right now as the injuries keep piling up. So they got to get healthy to get back on my list.
Okay. I actually have an honorable mention as well. It's the Bengals. The Bengals are honorable mention. I know they got a good win against the Bucks. It was coming from behind though, and Bengals honorable mention.
Okay. My 5 is the 49ers. I think they, by far and away, have the best defense in the NFL now. Like, Dallas used to be close, not anymore. It's the Niners, not close. Offense leaves a little bit to be desired because you always, feel good about the 49ers after they win, but you realize they only score, 21 points. Defense definitely gives a good carry this team to any wins in the playoffs, but they're going to have to rely on Brock Purdy. I got him at 5.
Okay. At 5, I have the Chiefs. Last time we made this list, I got clowned on a little bit for having them this low, but they kind of proved me right a little bit against Houston this past week. But Houston's playing teams close, so that's not true. It's all about winning the NFL. Don't matter how you do it, I guess. But I still think the Chiefs have question marks on defense. I still think the Chiefs have question marks at receiver, and they have always had question marks at running back. So that's my Chiefs team. I don't think this team's gonna make it to the Super Bowl. But I got them at 5. So.
My 4 is the Bengals. Now, I respect the win against Tom Brady at home, even though they do kind of suck. Being down 17-0, he kind of pulled what Tom Brady usually does to other people. Tom Brady, which is good to see. That's a really good road win, I think. They bet probably skill position wise, they're loaded. They have no question marks in skill position. They're just great. Defense shows up. They're pretty hard to beat. So
I like what you see out of the Bengals fans. I had them as honorable mention, but something to mention: Joe Burrow is really good against a good quarterback. That's a good sign for playoff time. That's good for them. At 4, I have the Cowboys. I had them really high before. I still think this is one of the most talented teams in the NFL. I think there was just more to gain from the Jaguars this past week, and I think you could kind of tell it when you get a lead. They were kind of coasting, and it came back and got them. And a couple of mistakes left us in the game, and it just there was more to gain for the Jaguars there than the Cowboys. And I also think this game coming up for the Cowboys is the one they've been looking forward to anyways for the past couple weeks. So I still got Cowboys at 4. Way too much talent for me to drop them. The injuries are starting to be concerning. For sure.
It's bad. Yeah, real bad. My 3 is the Eagles. I dropped them a little bit. 1 through 3 is pretty close for me, but something about the Eagles. I mean, they beat the Bears. So I'm not going to get on them for because it's okay to barely win games. It happens to everybody. Yep. But I just feel like if Hurts starts playing like he did, I know he ended up with good stats, but the picks he threw were really bad picks, which everyone throws them. It's not like a him thing, but I feel like if he starts playing kind of down the stretch, then it's going to really cost them when it matters. So we'll see how they look against Dallas. It's a huge game on Christmas Eve.
Something I want to say about Dallas real quick before we get into it. How Noah Brown was one that dropped the last catch?
Yeah.
He had a crazy good game too before that dropped. I think he had 3 touchdown passes, or 2 or something like that. He had 2 or 3 touchdowns.
He had 2.
He played good, and one of them were on Tyson Campbell. So, you gotta give him a little credit. But I get it. I know he had the drop, but
the main problem with him, real fast, is that like whenever it was the biggest plays of the game, like when that third down, instead of running it to burn another timeout for the Jaguars, we threw it to him 30 yards on the field.
Yeah.
Why are you throwing it to him? And on that play,
I agree.
Kellen Moore schemed up the best 3 pass catchers in a little clump, and then Noah Brown over here. Why?
Noah Brown,
I get
I guess.
C. Lamb being. No, it's just you have problems that you need to be getting rid of.
I agree. I
agree
the plays are going to the wrong people, but
yeah,
I agree. Okay. My 3 is the 49ers. I have them at 3, and I agree with you. Really, my 1 through 3 are very close. Very close. It's like splitting hairs a little bit. So when I start splitting hairs, I kind of start looking at some stats that might not matter that much, but I'm just looking at them. Or like other things. 49ers have an injury issue right now, a little bit. And I get it's Brock Purdy, but we all know the real Brock Purdy. Well, I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want Brock Purdy to be my quarterback when it comes to playoff time. I got him 3. That's the way I got it. I got him 3.
Okay.
So.
My 2 is the Chiefs, and funny thing, they're one of those teams this year that I feel like there's a real chance they go down the Packers path, where if you take out Aaron Rodgers out of old Packers teams, how good are their teams really?
Yeah.
The same way with the Chiefs a little bit. You were on it about the skill positions. Besides Kelsey, not very great.
Yeah.
I agree. But you have Mahomes. You're going to be in every game you ever play, regardless who's out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they don't need to fall into a trap where they don't load up their offense just because it's Mahomes, because that's what they did to Aaron Rodgers for a little while. So I agree with you that it might hurt him, but I think with him, he's so good. I still think they're a top 3 team.
Okay. At 2, I have the Bills. At the Bills 2, I've had them 1 a couple of times in this power ranking. They probably actually have been the team I've had the most at 1. But I'm going to drop them to 2. And it's not had anything to do with the Dolphins game this past weekend. I thought they played great in that game. Dolphins are a good team. It's just when I watch them, I'm not crazily impressed like I thought I would. Like I was at the very beginning of the year with them. When I was watching the Bills in the first 4 weeks, I was like, this team's gonna win the Super Bowl. You might as well get it. Now I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, this team's very beatable, and that's why I got them 2. And it's not that I don't feel this way about 1. Like again, top 3 on splitting hairs. And they've lost a couple games. They have injury issues on the defense, so I got them at 2.
Yeah, my 1 is the Bills. I've had them 1 a lot. I think I took a break from putting them 1 in a while. I had the Eagles, but I don't know. I get impressed with Josh Allen. I think he's obviously been proven to be a pretty dang good playoff quarterback as well. So I'd like. I know the Chiefs are kind of their boogeyman, but I think this year in a close playoff atmosphere, I think the Bills can probably pull it out over anybody else. Probably,
especially
at home.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Well, right now it looks like I guess the Bills are the 1 seed right now.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, if they could pull out the 1 seed, that'd be a big deal for them, because they usually have to go play at Chiefs. So it's never good. It's always close games.
Yeah,
so I think it was at Bills. I like them to beat about anybody.
100%. At 1, I have the Eagles, and the only reason I have them 1 over the Bills and the Niners is they're healthy. That's the only reason why.
They are healthy.
The Bills have injury issues on the defense. The 49ers got injury issues with receivers, quarterbacks. Some positions you'll have to win in the playoffs. So the Eagles are just healthier right now, and that's what separates teams down the road, anyways, with how talented a lot of these rosters are. So I got Eagles 1. So let's go into our pick'ems again. So I have to go back and get our records back. I don't know what they are, especially we've missed a week too. It's kind of jacked with everything a little bit, but regardless. On Monday Night Football, about to come on here in a couple hours, we got Rams at Packers. Jake, who you got?
You got Packers. Talk about injury issues. The Rams are completely decimated. Baker, we see how Baker does again. Had a little flashy moment last week against the Raiders, I believe.
Yeah. It was last week.
Packers need to win this game because Packers are not out of it yet.
No.
If they can win out, they don't. I don't know if they control their own destiny, but they could give themselves a shot.
Yeah.
So they need to start with tonight, and I think they will.
Yeah, I also got the Packers too. It being at home's a big deal. I think Baker Mayfield's pixie dust will run out eventually, and give me the Packers. Aaron Rodgers versus Baker Mayfield. The way I'm looking at this game, ain't no way you're getting me to pick against Aaron Rodgers. So, all right, Thursday Night Football, Jags at Jets. Who you got, Jake?
Something tells me I think the Jets are going to. I don't know. If Zach Wilson's a starter, it's Jaguars all day.
Zach Wilson played good. He threw for over 300 yards. 2 touchdown passes, over 300 yards. He threw 1 pick. Over 300 yards, Jake.
You just know he didn't play good. Just trust me, he didn't play good. You wait and see. I know Jaguars' defense is kind of weird. But I don't think they're weird enough. I don't think Zach Wilson's going to figure them out.
Jaguars defense is bad till it's not. It's funny how it works out.
I guess. Yeah, they're weird. The Trevor Walker's back that helped. I got Jaguars. I think they'll win by at least 10.
Okay.
At Jets on primetime.
So you got Jaguars. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Jets. Hopefully,
You're jinxing it.
Hopefully, I jinx them and the Jaguars win. Here's why I got the Jets winning. If the Jets were not playing also for something very important, they're not in the playoffs right now.
They're the same boat Jaguars are.
Yeah, exactly. And you're going to go into their place and beat them when it matters. I just don't see that. I just don't see it right now. I know the Jaguars are hot. I still think the Jaguars are going to make the playoffs, which we'll get to later, even with this loss. If it is, I hope I jinx them. I hope. Jinx, Jets, kill them. They're going to kill them. Jets are going to kill them. Something like that. I hope they jinx them. I hope Jaguars win. I hope I'm wrong. Completely hope I'm wrong. But just for the pick'em's sake, and I go through my same system every time. I try to completely ignore. I don't like picking this game anyways because it's my favorite team. I don't like doing that. But just looking at the game, and if I wasn't looking at the Jaguars logo, I would have picked the Jets, I guess. I think the Jaguars are better. I think with it being at Jets and there's a lot on the line in this game, I think the Jets will get it done. I think I guess that's it. That's all
I think roster wise, I think the Jets are quite a bit better than the Jaguars. A bit. But I think the quarterback. Yeah. I know what you're saying. I'm saying like my opinion on that because I think the quarterback gap is monstrous right now.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence is playing like a top 5 quarterback. Hopefully he keeps playing like that forever. That'd be awesome for Jaguars. They'll finally have a guy. Yeah. It'll be their first real guy ever in existence. So I'm glad for him, but I think they get it done. They're on a mission.
All right, and then this would be Sunday Night Football. It would be Bucks at Cardinals on Christmas. Who you got?
Oof. Dang. I'll go Bucks.
Yeah.
They better beat Colt McCoy. If they can't beat Colt McCoy,
I'm going Bucks. It's bad.
I know they're not a good team this year, but they're going to get the playoffs, and they will win a playoff game against Dallas. So don't everyone count Tom Brady out this time because they're always going to pull the narrative. You can't bet against Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to happen again, sadly. So they're going to win.
Maybe this year it's just so obvious it won't happen.
If it was anybody else with Dallas, yeah, maybe, but no.
Okay. I think the Bucks are going to win too. All right, so Jonathan Taylor is likely done for the entire year. Now, this isn't completely irrelevant, but Jonathan Taylor's a big name, especially with the year he had last year. He's been very disappointing. I want you to play GM today, Jake. I'm going to ask you. You're the Colts GM, okay? Or the owner, the manager. How do you fix this team? Because last year you were a quarterback away from being a Super Bowl contender. And now you are 4th in the South with a 4-8-1 record, maybe 4-9 now. You just blew one of the biggest leads. And now you have the Jaguars who are rising in your division, or your conference, or whatever they call them. And, the Titans are kind of on their way down, I guess you could say. Houston's about to get a good quarterback. What do you do if you're the Colts?
If I was the Colts GM, I would tear it apart. Sadly, because they have a really talented roster. Just things didn't work out. Unless they could somehow swing Aaron Rodgers or Lamar Jackson. I guess I'll go 2 options. Option 1, you pay big bucks for a big name. You go get your guy, and if you actually think your roster is good enough, you do it. Other option, you tear it all down, you trade everybody away, get a bunch of picks, and hear me out. I know we've dogged on Will Levis, but if you're going to do a rebuild that's going to take years, and if he falls late first round maybe, which he probably won't, if you actually like him enough, you take a guy that's going to be a project guy, if you actually think his intangibles are good enough, and you rebuild him as you rebuild the team, and hopefully it all comes together. Because obviously this time it didn't come together. You ain't got a quarterback because you couldn't protect a dang generational talent. He had to retire. So I would probably just tear it down.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really a shame because this team built something that was really nice for kind of Andrew Luck in a way, but in a way they didn't at the same time. And they really messed up. So I agree with you. I think you restart for the Colts. It's kind of a sad, even though I don't like the Colts as a Jaguars fan. It would be a tragedy if that would be like what the Jaguars are trying to build right now, and then Trevor Lawrence has like a career-ending injury next year.
Yeah.
And it'd just be a tragedy is what it'd be. So I really feel bad for Colts fans, but I agree with you. All right, Jake, let's get into our overreactions for Week 15. I'll let you start because I got a hot take from. I'll let you go ahead.
I actually don't feel like mine's an overreaction. I think this is going to be true. I think the Titans' run is over because they've been good the past years. They've been the best team in that division by a mile. The Colts challenge them every once in a while, I guess.
Yeah.
But Jaguars and Texans have not. Well, Jaguars are this year, but before this year.
Yeah.
I think it's over. I think Tannehill's done. That loss against the Chargers last night, even though I think the Chargers are pretty good, it was rough. And I think Mike Vrabel needs to leave there and go somewhere else. And I think they needed to I think it's over. Their run's over. I think Jaguars are up next.
All right. That leads me in, speaking of the Jaguars, my overreaction for Week 15, and this is more of a hot take than it is an overreaction. Let me go and get this is not it, but this is the first part to it. The Jaguars will make the playoffs. I know I just picked them to lose against the Jets. I think they'll make the playoffs still. Now, here's where it gets interesting. I think the Jaguars are going to win a playoff. Now, hold your horses. Hold them. Hold your horses. Let me get done, because when I'm done talking, you're going to agree with me. I promise you'll agree with me. All right. Right now, if the season was to end today and you swap the Titans for the Jaguars would host a game against the Ravens. They've already beat the Ravens. Yeah. Okay.
It's true.
Now, at the end of the year, there's still 3 games left. I don't think the Ravens will be there. I think, without Lamar and all this other stuff, they're struggling. Let's say the Ravens aren't there. The next best team that would be there, so the 6th seed, is the Chargers. Let's fast forward our brain back to Week 3 when the Jaguars went on the road and thrashed the Chargers. Now, I understand the Chargers were a little banged up, but but now we're going to our place. So we'll give you your players, but you have to come to our place now. And we thrashed them. So I'm just saying there's a chance. Okay, here's where it gets a little interesting. Let's say it's not those 2 teams. This is the 7th seed, and that's the Dolphins. All right, now the Dolphins are a good team. Don't get me wrong. They have a lot of talent. Tua has struggled as of recently. Against playoff teams, he's 0-3. He's been really bad against playoff teams. Not saying the Jaguars are necessarily a playoff team or anything, but they would be in the playoffs in this scenario. Next thing, Trevor already has a win against Tua in the NFL. He's 1-0 already against Tua. Obviously, different circumstances, but that's when both teams were really bad. So it was really just Trevor versus Tua at that time. Trevor won. Okay, let's go back into college. Trevor thrashed Tua in college. He's 2-0 against him. Tua's never really beat him. Not saying that has anything to do with this playoff game. It's just something to think about, right? Okay. The next 2 teams that would be, if it wasn't those 3, it would be the Patriots and the Jets. We're about to figure out what's about to happen with the Jets. I would like Jaguars' chances even if they lose against the Jets at Jaguars. And the Patriots can't score a point. So I wouldn't be too worried about the Patriots here. I get Bill Belichick and all that other stuff. They come in Jaguar Town. It is what it is. But those are your options right there. It's going to be one of those teams. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think you favor the Jaguars. We've already beat the Ravens once at home. I don't know if you favor them against the Ravens with Lamar Jackson, but man, you really consider it. So I think we'll win a playoff game. That's my overreaction.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, it's possible. It's very possible.
Yeah.
I think Trevor's going to have to play some great football, though. He's going to have to make up for the roster a little bit.
Yeah, when you just think off the top of your head, Jaguars going to win a playoff game, you immediately are like, probably not. But then once you really break it down and start looking at the teams, I was just messing around today, and I was like, we beat these teams right here. We beat these guys. So I think by the end of the year, I think it will be the Chargers. If the Jaguars are even in, getting in the playoffs is going to be hard enough. Again, we got a tough game against the Jets this week. Then we get Houston. If we lose against the Jets, and we'll say Titans beat Houston this week, which they probably will. If that happens, then we have to beat Houston, and then you guys have to beat the Titans for that final game to come down to the division. So that's what it all comes down to. Now, if we beat the Jets and Titans beats Houston, nothing changes. We just got to beat, we got to win one more game than they do down the stretch for the final game to count for the division. So it's going to be hard enough to get in the playoffs. Again, knock on wood right here. Right? I'm just saying that's my hot take. That's all it is. Don't mean anything. I don't want to be jinx them and they lose the rest of their games or anything like that. It's just interesting, something to look at. So that's my overreaction. All right. Let's get into pick'ems for college basketball. There's only one ranked game this entire week. So it's number 6 Virginia at number 22 Miami. Who you got?
Take Virginia.
Okay, I'm going with Miami. I'm going with the U. The U.
You.
Yeah, give me the Hurricanes. All right, let's move on. UFC. Jerry Cannonier won a crazy decision win against Sean Strickland. Not crazy in the sense that the fight was crazy, but it was more of how the fight went down, because you could have scored all 5 rounds for Strickland. You could have scored all 5 rounds for Jared Cannonier. It literally just came down to power over volume. Sean Strickland hit him a lot more. Jared Cannonier hit him a lot more power. And that's really all it came down to. I favor power a little bit more over volume. I gave Jared Cannonier a couple more rounds. There was really no takedowns the very first round. Strickland had 1. That's the only round I gave to Strickland was round 1. So, yeah, so 4-1 to Jared Cannonier is what I had it, and I wouldn't argue with you at 5-0. You got any thoughts about this fight?
Not really, because I didn't watch it, but I have a thought about Sean Strickland, that he's kind of not lived up, because when he beat, who was it he fought that was impressive and beat?
Hermanson.
I was like, I guess it was him. No, I thought it was the one. I guess for some reason I was pretty high on Sean Strickland, but I don't know, maybe it wasn't. He did something good, I thought, before the Pierre fight. It might have been how he beat Hermanson, kind of just outworking him. I thought Strickland might have a real chance to make a run, but I don't know. I think I thought he was kind of hyped up fighter, talking with Izzy at the press conference as entertaining out there guy, but it ain't working out right now.
No, I hate it for him too.
Another interesting thing about it is like Cannonier. People are starting to say like it wasn't Izzy's fault in that fight, because Cannonier's, he's not going to go after nobody. I don't really think he did against Strickland. I don't guess
not necessarily.
The way people are saying, but yeah, I wouldn't say that's completely true, but
it is what it is.
Well, it's just like middleweight is like a dang B tier.
Yeah. Bo
organization. It's a whole different organization.
Bo Nichols have a blast to get up there. It'll be bad. All right. And then the co-main event, Arman Taruskin got a decision win over, I'm not even going to try, Islam Ganuvov or something like that.
Yeah.
Both fighters are great. Both fighters will be in the top 5 one day, most likely. But Arman proved here that he's still that guy, and he will be probably in the title conversation one day. And he is the dude who got closest to beating Islam besides the dude that beat him. So he got the closest. It was on his debut, too. When he did it. So I'm high on Arman, as everyone, I think, is for the most part. But any thoughts about this?
Only thought it's kind of a shame they didn't give that him and that Gamrot fight to Arman, because Gamrot wasted that dang chance against Darush, which Darush is good, no disrespect. But it's like, after beating Arman, I'm like, I want you to go fight Rotowson.
Yeah.
But it's Arman's turn. I think he'll get a big fight next, and I don't know who it'll be, but
I don't know.
I don't know who it would be. Maybe
it's got to be. One of those guys got to step up and take it eventually.
Yeah, someone will take it. I don't think he has like the Islam factor. I think people will fight him.
Yeah,
Islam's just weird for some reason. Everyone's scared of Islam.
Yeah,
but,
as they should be.
Yeah.
It has to be like a month ago. I told you no, but as they should be. All right, Argentina. We'll talk about the World Cup a little bit since there's nothing to talk about. Argentina gets a crazy final win against France. This is huge for Messi's legacy. Me and you aren't soccer guys, so we're not going to football. We're not going to sit here and try to act like we are. But it was cool to see the final, and you got to feel good for Messi. And I'll just let you take the stage. Any thoughts you have about this?
Yeah, it's definitely legacy to win it in your last World Cup. I looked it up. Ronaldo does not have a World Cup.
Doesn't? I thought he had 2 from.
He plays for Portugal, right?
Yeah, Portugal.
Oh, Portugal's not. No, they don't have one. I don't think he does, unless the list was wrong. Portugal ain't won one in a long time when he's been playing.
Okay.
I don't know. I was just curious. I was like, dang, he is one of the ones that's crazy. But I don't know really about the debate. It's a crazy GOAT debate. It's probably more crazy than Michael Jordan and LeBron.
Yeah.
It's like you hear there's like crazy stuff people start throwing out there for Messi and Ronaldo debates. But yeah, it's a big deal, I guess. I mean, the best soccer games ever, probably. I bet it's the best one ever. It's crazy.
It was crazy.
And that Mbappe dude on France is like the next guy.
I feel bad for him a little bit. He didn't get it, but he already has one. So what does that matter?
He already does have one. He was like 18 or something.
Yeah,
19, but yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah, he's gonna be really good too in the future. I would assume.
Christian Pulisic's up next, though.
Yeah, it's facts. He's the GOAT.
He's gonna be the guy.
It's coming to the States next 4 years, baby. Come to the States.
Yep.
Not all of them are played in the United States. So there's some in Mexico and some in Canada. It's like a North America thing. It's not really just United States thing.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah,
I thought it was just Americans.
Most of them are played in the United States, though.
Yeah, I saw the map. And stuff.
Okay, well, Jake, or fans, anyone here watching, if you guys have any sports questions right now, drop them in the chat. We'll answer them. But, Jake, I'll go ahead. What's your question of the week?
Huh. Okay. I don't really have a good one. So, Dallas Eagles.
Okay.
Biggest game of the year.
Yep.
Score predictions.
Ooh. got a funny story to tell you about this. So, we were
Yeah.
on our way back from the Jaguars game after leaving your dad's, and me and my dad went through to get some food at Pals. Shout out Pals. And I go, Dad, said we were talking about Jalen Hurts or something like that, and I said, well, they're going to lose next week. Cowboys going to beat them. Well, I said, Cowboys will beat them. Said the Cowboys been waiting for this game, and Dad said, no, it won't even be close. With his words.
Okay.
And then I said, well, okay, Dad, if it ain't going to be close, we'll say spread's -10. I bet you Cowboys at least come within 10 points. $5 says they will. All of a sudden, it ain't going to be too close to the game now for Dad. So, I don't know. Pretty interesting. So, yeah, I just thought that was funny. Dad always, he'll just say stuff till there's money involved, then he'll bounce back on it a little bit. But I don't know. I think it's going to be a super close game. I can't wait. The injuries really do concern me for the Cowboys. I think if they were fully healthy, I'd be going with the Cowboys. I might anyway. I don't know, man. I haven't really thought about it. I haven't really thought, man. It's at Cowboys, right? It's at Cowboys. Yeah. I'll go Dallas. I'll go Dallas 20. I'll go 31-28 Dallas. Field goal wins it for them. That's what I'm gonna go for. They're gonna get to win. Yeah. Do you guys they're clinched, haven't they? Have they clinched the division?
With a winner, if they win against us, yeah.
Okay.
If they win another game, they clinch pretty much. So they'd have to lose out.
Okay.
What would have to happen?
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I think Dallas will get it once. I like Dallas. Yeah. I'll go Dallas. I'll go Dallas. 31-28. That's what I'll go. Yeah, that's what I'll go. That's it.
Okay.
We got no fan questions, so man, just short week for the Jaguars. I'm nervous. All right, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, Jake, you got anything else you want to add?
I don't think so. I
All right.
don't think so.
That'll do it for this podcast. We really appreciate you guys coming in, talking, chatting, all the people that's watched it. The podcast's been getting great views. Last one got like 60 something. 60. That's good for like our subscriber count and stuff. So we really appreciate it. Not a lot of people watch live, but they watch them afterwards. So again, guaranteed clips coming out, and follow both channels.